It begins with the sound of a crowd, the pulse of the 1980s, and the unmistakable echo of a voice saying, "What you gonna do?" before the words even hit the page. This isn't just a magazine, it's a stadium bound in staples. Every photo is an explosion, every caption a roar, every article a chapter. And the gospel, according to Hulkamania, the World Wrestling Federation, is at its absolute peak. And this issue of WWF Magazine doesn't just capture it, it detonates it. The first voice belongs to editor Ed Ricciuti, who opens the issue like a general addressing an army. He thanks the believers who have made WWF Magazine the most powerful publication in the sports entertainment world and promises that the next year will be bigger, louder, and more unstoppable than ever. Fan letters pour in from every corner of the planet: Australia, Holland, Ontario. Each one proof that the Federation isn't just a company, it's a culture. One reader even begs for a WWF pen pal section so fans can share holds hopes in Hulkamania. The editor's reply is pure magic. That's the power of the Federation, bringing the world together, one leg drop at a time. From there, the momentum never stops. Talking with readers gives fans the mic. Kids writing in to ask how big Andre's boots really are, who cleans George the Animal Steel's tongue, and whether Jimmy Hart ever stops screaming. The editors answer each question with a wink and a jab. Yes, they say, the ropes are elastic. But they snap if you disrespect the champ. It's fan mail turned performance art, equal parts Q and A and kayfabe poetry. Then the lights dim and the crowd roars through the paper. Battle of the Titans, Hulk Hogan versus Paul Orndorff. This isn't an article, it's war. Once brothers, now bitter enemies, the piece recounts how Bobby the Brain Heenan poisoned the friendship, whispering jealousy until Mr. Wonderful snapped. The photos are soaked in sweat and hate, Orndorff's glare, Hogan's grimace, the crowd's collective gasp. The language crackles like a ringside announcer. The impact was volcanic. The ring shook. The world tilted. Hulkamania bled, but it didn't break. Heenan's interference backfires spectacularly, and the image of security dragging the brain away as Hogan hulks up is the Federation's morality play in motion. It's myth-making disguised as reporting, Shakespeare in spandex. That story of betrayal gives way to one of bloodlines with brawl in the family, wrestling sons of wrestling fathers. It's a love letter to legacy, featuring David Sammartino fighting to honor the family name, Greg Valentine grinding his way out from his father's shadow, and the Samoan dynasty ensuring the next generation never forgets where they came from. The text hums with generational weight. They inherited the pain and the pride, it reads, and they carry both into the ring like heirlooms made of scars. It's the kind of story only the 80s WWF could tell. Half history, half prophecy. Then in full Technicolor comes Getting the Boot, a trivia spread daring fans to match wrestlers to their footwear. From the Iron Sheik's curved tips to Savage's neon madness, the details feel almost sacred. Beneath the jokes lies the truth. In the Federation, even the boots have character. The energy spikes again with Rick Martel and Tom Zenk. The Can-Am Connection, the Golden Boys of the WWF, beam from the page, tanned and determined. We don't need to cheat, Zenk says. We just need to win. Martel calls their teamwork Trust in Motion. They're the perfect tag team for the MTV generation. Handsome, athletic, unstoppable. The piece paints them as the future, and for once it doesn't feel like hype. It feels inevitable. And then darkness. The Wizard's horrors, Sika and Kamala stalk the ring. The Grand Wizard himself claims he's tamed the untamable, managing two forces of nature in human form. Sika bites the turnbuckle, Kamala roars to the beat of tribal drums, and the crowd can't decide whether to cheer or flee. The article reads like pulp horror. You can't reason with beasts, the Wizard boasts. You point them, and they destroy. The images are primal, terrifying, glorious. Monsters under bright lights, feeding the WWF's appetite for spectacle. Then the spotlight swings back to the champion in Hulk at high speed. Hogan roars across highways in a Corvette, races jet boats in Florida, and reminds readers that even off the mat, he's an action hero. When you're the champ, he says, you can't coast. Every photo shows him mid-motion, wind in his hair, championship aura never dimming. The copy reads like a car commercial written by Zeus. He shifts gears, he conquers waves, he doesn't slow down because a Hulkamania never idles. From speed to survival, the mood shifts in Superstar's toughest fight. Billy Graham beats a bad hip. Gone are the lights and laughs. Here we see the cost of immortality. Graham, once the loudest man in wrestling, now writes from a hospital bed, his words filled with pain and pride. The steel in my hip is nothing compared to the steel in my will, he says. The tone is reverent, the photo's almost sacred. This is what wrestling looked like when the bravest thing a man could do was heal. Then Dignity in Motion. Tito Santana talks about his life. Calm, focused, and gracious. Tito speaks about family, faith, and fighting fair. Arriba doesn't mean happy, he explains. It means forward. His words radiate sincerity in a world full of larger-than-life egos. A reminder that sometimes quiet strength is the loudest message of all. The rhythm shifts again, upbeat and electric. As Coco Beware, the Birdman flies high, explodes in feathers, sequins, and smiles. Coco's joy is contagious, his philosophy simple. You can't dance and stay mad. The writing sings to his rhythm, describing him as a man who brings wings to the ring. Frankie the Parrot gets his own sidebar. He doesn't talk much, but he's got the best seat in the house. It's everything the WWF did best: color, comedy, charisma. And Coco's energy practically leaps off the page. From funk to flash, Slickster the Trickster slides into view, dripping in purple silk and pure attitude. The Doctor of Style preaches about managing the natural Butch Reed, declaring himself the smoothest man in sports. His commandments of management include gems like, "Thou shalt cheat smart, not hard," and "Thou shalt never wrinkle thy suit." The story is outrageous, hilarious, and pure gold. Half sermon, half swagger. The issue barrels into chaos with the WWF Lowdown, the Federation's tabloid gossip column. Reports of Heenan's new cologne, Eau d'Arrogance, Jimmy Hart's latest tantrum, and Andre's shadow covering half the arena make the section irresistible. It's like watching a locker room brawl through a keyhole. Then the fan-favorite best and worst wrestlers list delivers the verdicts that fueled schoolyard debates. A best entrance, Coco Beware. Best manager, Bobby Heenan. Worst hair, Adrian Adonis. Most underrated, Tito Santana. Most overrated, Randy Savage. A choice the editors clearly made to watch the world burn. Every pick feels like a storyline in itself. The WWF wrap-up hits like a highlight reel. Jake Roberts slithering toward the top, the British Bulldogs training with Bulldogs, and the Hart Foundation turning teamwork into art. It's a love letter to a company firing on all cylinders where every match feels like a trailer for WrestleMania. Finally, the last word belongs to the wrestlers themselves in Wrestler's Rebuttal. Jesse the Body. Ventura insists he's not arrogant, just right. Roddy Piper writes, "You don't hate me because I lie, you hate me because I don't." The Iron Sheik declares, "Every time I break a man's back, I think of my country, my people, and my mustache." And Bobby Heenan, ever the genius, thanks the magazine for finally recognizing brilliance as a burden. Then comes the last image, a full-page ad that feels more like revelation. WrestleMania III, the event of a lifetime. Hogan versus Andre. The irresistible force meets the immovable object. Bigger, better, badder, in gleaming metallic letters. It's not just a promotion, it's destiny printed in boldface. The closing editorial sums it all up. Don't just watch the world, live it. Beneath the gold WWF logo are the words that defined a decade, what the world is watching. And as you close the issue, the echo remains. Theme songs, body slams, crowd chants, all trapped in those glossy pages. WWF Magazine didn't just report on wrestling. It was wrestling. Vivid, wild, over the top, and utterly sincere. Because the Federation didn't sell matches, it sold belief. And in the spring of 1987, belief was running wild, brother.